Hey everybody, happy Sunday. So I hope you had a great holiday. I really appreciate all of you wishing me health because I definitely needed it. I'm not 100% yet, but I feel so much better than I did. It was amazing how much snot and tears I had. It was just coming like nobody's business. So finally the medicine helped dry me up. So I feel better, and hopefully everyone in my house doesn't get sick, although pretty much everybody kind of has a cold and is a little bit snotty. So, but that's much better than the flu. So I would say we got off well. So, missed you last week doing the Sunday live, but back at it this week and in the future. And in case you don't know how to get notified when I'm going to go live, when this video gets done and posted to Facebook, when you click on the video, there will be 3 dots in the upper right hand corner. You click on those 3 dots and you say that you want to get notified when I go live. So that works as a reminder to you in case you forget. So hi Karen and Kathy and Bella and Melinda. Hi guys, or ladies I should say. So we'll go ahead and get started. I've got a few things here on the table to sell tonight. And just a reminder, if you are a person who wants to pick it up locally in Centerville, because I haven't moved anything from the shop yet, we'll still meet at the church. They're at 802 North Haynes in Centerville. And you just need to let me know when you want to meet, because my schedule is pretty flexible. So I've been spending most of my time trying to get things listed on the website and everything all finished and done for the website. So that is my goal, is to have that live by January 12th. And so I'll be looking for you to go over there and play on it, if nothing else, just to tell me how many technology issues we have with links not working and things like that. So fingers crossed that things go smoothly. All right, so we have this darner. So I think you put it in a sock and you use it to stitch against. It's kind of burgundy at the top, and then either the burgundy's worn off, but it's not even really wood. It looks like it's more of a white or a cream color. And so this guy is $5, and I'll get you a measurement here. It would look cute just sitting in a bowl. $6, 6 inches long, $5. But this would look cute sitting in a bowl or just laying in a display, because it has great patina. Another piece that has great patina, depending on how the lighting is going to be hitting us, which is not very good. There's a little bit better shot. And if the comments are in the way and you don't want to see the comments, if you just swipe to the right and then you can see the images better. Maybe you can see the inside crackling better than the outside crackling. This one does not have a stamp on it. It's an unmarked handleless mug, but it is $20. That would look great with a little shaving brush in it, or you could do anything. It's probably about 3 1/4 inches tall. Little paint brushes in there, pencils. Going to be about 3 3/4 inches in diameter. So this little handleless mug is $20. So what happens here is if you want something, you're just going to say sold and darner, or sold and mug. And then when we get done with this, you will send me your email address and zip code if you haven't purchased something from me before. And then I will send you an invoice for the item first. And then once you have that paid, I will get shipping calculated for you. Now, I won't get shipping calculated tomorrow probably until about noon. So I'm going to be gone in the morning. This one is stamped made in England. And I know my camera is not flipped, so you can't tell that, but it is stamped there on the bottom, this little creamer. So $15 on the little creamer. Then I have a whole bunch of butter pats. Again, the lighting is terrible. And I just picked 3 of them. They're all $10 each. This one is like Shenanigans China. Shenanigans is probably not correct, but Shenango. This one is another one, but it has a different emblem on it. And when we get done with this, now I can't even remember which one I showed you. I think this is the other one. When we get done with this, I will post whatever has not sold onto Instagram stories or Facebook stories, and then I will also post it onto YouTube. And when I do that, the images are flipped so you can actually read them. If you want to go back and see what something said, what its logo looked like. Now, this color, turquoise, is beautiful. I love it. But whatever they had used to probably put in some kind of floral arrangement back in the day, that is like concrete, and I don't think that that's going to come out. So if you, if you're planning on filling it with things that are going to cover that up, then that's no big deal. But this little bud vase is really cute. It is a Catalina made in the USA pottery, and the stamp is C332. And so on this little Catalina bud vase, it is $25. So $25 on the little Catalina. Kathy, are you wanting the darner? I see sold picture, Kathy. Hi, Pat. Yeah, Shenandoah. It is Shenandoah. It didn't look like that. Is it lime? No, Julie, it's more turquoise, like a light turquoise color. So not lime. And then, I don't know if you guys saw a picture of my friend Karen. She took a little shovel like this and put it in a wreath for Christmas, and it looked super cute. You could do that for, I was thinking more like gardening in the spring. You could do a garden hose wreath and put this in it as the embellishment. I thought that would look super cute. So this shovel is pretty long. And I didn't measure that bud vase here. Let me measure that real quick. The bud vase is about 5 inches tall. On this shovel, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a snow shovel. The base is not really wide enough to be that. But I also saw them called garden shovels, so it could possibly be a garden shovel. I would say that it has a reddish orange handle, and then this is pretty much just rusted or very subtly red. And the length on that is 34 and a half. So 34 and a half inches on the child's shovel. And I think that it could be super cute. You could also use this as a magnet as well when you hang it up on the wall. So on that shovel, it is $30. No, you mean the white deposit. Is it lime residue? Oh, I don't know. It could be. It's just really thick. So if you're thinking that a certain cleaner is going to clean it off, if it is lime, Julie, tell me what you want me to try and clean it with, and I'll try and clean it. You want the darner too, Kathy? All right, thank you. Okay, so next up, I'm guessing this is a gallon. It is not marked. What drew me to it is this stain. I love the stain. To me, this makes the piece. So I would definitely be setting this on my counter. Put some wooden spoons in it, or some rolling pins in it, or even just set a roll of paper towels in it. But you can see there's no markings anywhere on it. It is in good condition, and the stain is what I like the most. So $25 on this 1 gallon crock. I didn't find this until like the week before Christmas, like a few days before Christmas. So I didn't get this posted for anybody because no one was probably going to be able to enjoy it for Christmas, but I think it would look awesome for spring decor as well. This green and yellow is just super bright. It is in great condition. Little Tonka truck, and so many possibilities with it, just like when we talk about all of the little trucks that we get. So you could do a bunch of like green moss and put some Easter eggs in it for Easter, or do a little bunny with some moss around him. I mean, so many different options, and you can switch it out for the season. So $45 on the Tonka truck. Okay, next up we have this wicker, well, maybe it's just a basket, woven basket. I would say it was probably an umbrella stand is my guess. What I have done is just taken, you can take tall peacock feathers or any tall greenery and stick it in here. So I have used it more as a vase versus using it as an umbrella holder, but that's my guess. So on the umbrella holder, you're looking at 18¼ inches tall, and this guy is $30. So $30 on the umbrella holder. You use Lime Away? Well, maybe that would work. I didn't try it. All right, Nicole popped up first on the crock, Pat, you're second. And just to go over this, since we had 2 people comment on that, it's just whoever shows up first on my phone, so don't get angry, and just know that you always show up first on your own phone. So I don't know what determines who shows up first on my phone, but that's who's in first. I do always take people in second because sometimes people don't pay, and so then I would contact you and let you know that you got it. So this chunk of architectural salvage, you probably can't see it, but it is extremely, extremely three-dimensional. It's got green underneath it. It is amazing. So you can just set this how it is. I had it on a display back here. Last night we had some friends over. You could use it as a candle holder, put a candle on here. So lots of different options on how you can use this. This one is $25 and it is about 13 inches tall. So 13 inches tall on the post, we'll call it. And then this one is equally as awesome with the same white chippy green underneath. And it is shorter so that they look good together. 7 3/4 inches tall, and they're about 3 3/4 inch square post. This smaller one is $15. So 25 and 15. Okay, let's do these big mama jammas. Hey Kelly, you want that first post? Is my guess. Yeah, post. Okay, so this is a ginormous platter, and I actually have 2 of them. They are stamped different. They are in great condition. They're both ironstone. This one has some markings here. You know, I call that patina. Looks like something's got scratched on there that was like silver. There's a few little spots around here, but it's just discoloration. Then there's little like embossed stamps here. That one is 10, and I guess I have 18 or 81 is this other one. So you can see those little things right there, this number stamps. And then there's the marking. This one is J.G. Meakin. And then the other one, they're both $60, and they're both gonna be about 18.5 inches by 13. This one doesn't have those little markings or rings or anything like the other one did. This one also has an embossed stamp on it right here. It basically says the Edwards guy's name and some information. And then this stamp for the kind of ironstone, it's James Edwards. So you've got the Edwards platter or the Meakin platter. They're $60 each. If you can get platters that, what's the word I'm looking for? Not staircase, but descending in size, and stack them all together, that makes an awesome display. Okay, then I got this metal bread tin, and it has great coloring. It is green. This is the side that's not as good because that's worn away. but the other side really shows all of the details on it. And it is Better Brand Baked, a slice of nature is what it says. The lid is an awesome green color, and it's not hinged. My other one was hinged. This just pops off. So you could keep the lid on it and do a display or use it to store stuff in. You can always take the lid off though and stand it in here, and you could even stack some books at the bottom to make the lid come up a little bit, and then do a whole vignette or display in here. So a different option, just thinking outside of the box on things you can do, because that way you can see the color. For me, I love green, so I like that color. So you've got this bread tin. It is $35, and it's gonna be about 13.5 by 9 3/4 and about 8 inches tall. So $35 on the bread tin. Let me check my notes here. Okay, so Kelly's getting both posts. Karen, you're second on the small post. Denise wants the Edwards platter. Jennifer wants the bread tin. Julie, you're second on the bread tin. Lisa, you're third on the bread tin. So that was a popular one. I'm telling you, it's the color. It's the color. All right, this is more of a turquoise colored box. I think the camera is showing a good representation of it. It's just paint on wood. There are metal corner pieces on this. I don't know if it's like a homemade first aid kit or like tool kit or something. And the reason that I say that, and I'm not even gonna be able to see it, here we go. It has the eyes on it. So it would be hanging on the wall like this, and then the door would open, you know, hinge like this. And so I don't know. So it had to have stored something of importance. And the inside is also painted, so you could keep it open, and it's compartmentalized. So you could definitely store a lot of stuff in it. You could leave the door open and show off your display. Plus you can use the ledge up here to put stuff on. And you don't even have to hang it. You could just set it and use it as a display, or you could use it, you know, have the lid go up like this way and store stuff in it as well. So on this guy, we're going 8 3/4 by about 9.5, and then looking at about 5 inches tall. And this is $30. And the back side is pretty too. Okay, kind of a different wood bowl because it has been sealed. So normally these bowls are raw. This one has been sealed. So it's very nice and pretty. It is $30. It is not marked. There's no like stamp or anything on it. It's about 12.5 inches in diameter. I had my Christmas bulbs in a bowl for Christmas. Kind of the same thing. You could put a candle, big candle in here, some moss around it, and your Easter eggs, or something for do a display for Valentine's. So you can use it as a bowl, or you can use it just as like a thing to accentuate what you're putting in it. Kind of like putting something under a cloche, just to make it layer it and make it stand out. Thinking outside of the bread box. All right, Julie wants the turquoise box and Marcia wants the bowl. Okay, next up we have this Victoria Ironstone pitcher. It's the Blue Flow coloring. This would look great sitting in a windowsill. You could put it with a bunch of other vases. Here's the stamp on the bottom. But it is in really crazy good condition. Something that somebody never used. And this vase is about 8 3/4 inches tall. And if we go the wide spot from the spout, you're looking at about 5.5 inches in diameter. So it'd be a little bit smaller, more like 4 3/4 where there's no spout. And this is $40. So $40 on the Victoria pitcher. Okay, next up we have this little silver creamer, super cute little guy, such a different shape. He probably had a lid. I don't have the lid anymore. Put some succulents in it now that it's not Christmas, because before at Christmas you could put a little bottle brush tree in it and that would look cute. I have cotton swabs and the little flosser sticks in little creamers and sugars like this, and this guy is $5 and it's about 3 inches tall. Okay, next up we have a couple of flower frogs. I'm trying to read. You have a bread box like that, Nancy? Awesome. So this bottom one, you can see in the camera that it's greener, and the top one is more just silver. I like stacking them and kind of making like a tree even when it's not Christmas, but then you can stick postcards in here, you can stick pictures in here, you can stick tons of things, any of your little things that you don't know what else to do with, little price tags or ephemera. Did I say it right, Wayne? So that's an option on that. So this little one is 10 and the bigger one is 15. The bigger one is marked Daisy Manufacturing Company, and the little one does not have any markings on it. And it looks extra dirty on the camera, but it's just like gunk. So diameter on the green one, I'm going off the bottom, is a little more than 2 1/4, and the smaller one is almost 1/2 inch. Oh, and I picked this up when I got the truck. I had some really good picks right before Christmas, right before I got sick. Actually, the first day of my sickness. So this scale is like a cream color, and it is the American Family scale. It does still have its cover on it, where most of the time that is broken, and it's just normal scale. It's gonna sit about 8 1/4 inches tall, and depth-wise, one of the things I want to do in my kitchen is my windowsill. I want to widen it, deepen it, so that I can set some scales on it. It is about 8 1/2 inches deep. So $45 on the cream American Family scale. All right, Wayne, you might like this holiday pipe mixture. It's got a sailboat or a cruise ship or something on it. Larson Bro Company, Richmond, Virginia. It's more turquoise, I would say, than green. So obviously it would be great for the holidays, but the color is great anytime. And this one is $15. So $15 on the holiday pipe mixture. Then we've got this little oil can. This is a little oil can that I did that stick tree with, if you watched my 25 Days of Christmas projects. And this little guy is $5. And when I say little, I'm saying 3 1/2 inches. All right, we got lots of people wanting the scale. The silver creamer was $5. Let's see, Julie showed up first for the flower frogs. Pat, you're in second. Kathy was first on the scale. Amber, you're in second. Marcia, you're in third. Thanks, Chas, for helping. I did say 5. Wayne wants the 10. Amber wants the oil can. Okay, thanks guys for helping when I am not reading and paying attention. Then when another 25 Days of Christmas project, I did the paper stack tree, and I did it on one of these receipt holders. This one is available, $8 on the receipt holder. You can use this as a stand and clip a picture to it, or clip a recipe or some other kind of paper product to it. So $8 on the receipt holder. Okay, next up we have this wooden box. The top is 3-dimensional, so it kind of comes in here. This is raised, kind of like a tray ceiling. The hinge has been relocated, not by me, but by somebody. So at some point that popped off and somebody moved it. So that the top doesn't sit on there perfectly square. You can kind of see that right there. You can see the awesome wood on the bottom. But what is awesome about it is the inside. So the inside has been lined with some paper. So actually for Christmas, this would have been neat to have open. So you could have it open by putting a picture frame in here. You could even do something with like, well, that's not gonna be enough. You could rig something up to get it to stand up, but a picture frame kind of wedges in here and then you can actually see the picture. But that one is neat. And then this one is something composers, silver threads among the gold, and has a woman in that picture. And this wooden box is $35. It is 11.5 by 8 and about 3.5 inches tall. So $35 on the wooden box. And then we have a ledger. This ledger, I was trying to flip through it and see kind of what the purpose was of it. And there were expenses in it. And it has a lot of the local towns in it. And it calls Rathburn, which I thought was weird. I don't remember knowing that Rathburn used to be called Rathburn. And then it has a meatball recipe in it. And then it also goes through and is a death record or death register. So the penmanship is beautiful, but there are a lot of empty pages. So it is not, here I'll flip it and you're going to see it upside down, but like here is Unionville Death Register, Frank Denny, John Cox, and it's interesting how they always say Mrs. John Cox. So whoever that was, you don't get to have your first name listed when you've died. It's only Mrs. Mr. Hunt, Clarence Mormon. Here's Plano. You've got Thomas Thompson, Harlan Hancock, J.N. Swan. I mean, there aren't very many. So they basically skipped around the little towns. Oh, there's the meatball recipe. They skipped around the little towns that are here around Centerville, and there's probably maybe about 10 names listed for the death register for each like little town. So $20 on this ledger. It's got like canvas and leather corners. It's about 9 inches by 6 inches. So, okay, we got another hinged box. This one is a lot lighter wood color, and the little hardware on it is really pretty and dainty. And then the inside of it is compartmentalized also. And Negaphile Company, it kind of looks like a Victrola horn image right there. So I'm not really sure what would have gone in here, but it filed something. And that inside, that is, this black one, the middle spot it's like felt. So again, you could use that for storage. You could also stand it up and use it to display your little collection. You could also put stuff up top. And if you don't like the color, you can always paint it. So don't ever let color stop you from getting something, because you can paint it and get a totally different look. So $15 on that box. Okay, Amber, you're first on the oil can. Julie, you're second. Marcia, you're wanting that silver creamer. Julie, the receipt holder. Marcia, you're second on the receipt holder. Okay, next up we have a little wheel. I'm curious if any of you turn these little wheels into wreaths for Christmas just by adding some like red and green plaid scrap of fabric, making it in a bow, adding some greenery. That would have made a cute little wreath. So you got your rustier side or your whiter side. This looks to me like there's probably a little red wagon wheel. $5 on the wheel. Guess I didn't measure the box either. The wheel is 7 1/4 inches, and that box is about 12 3/4 inches long. Then we have a little concrete frog. It's kind of got some burgundy color paint coming off of it. You can see there on the camera. Did you know with feng shui, frogs with an open mouth by your front door or by your door is supposed to be good luck? I think maybe he's supposed to have a quarter in his mouth too. And don't ask me how I know that, but I do. $15 on little frog. Okay, then this is an interesting find because the box says it's a boy, right? And it's blue. But surprise, they're little girl shoes, a little pink with little lace. They look kind of like little ballerina shoes. So cute. And these little dainties are $30. They have soft bottoms. But I could totally see you taking the ribbon like this, tying them together, and having them hang somewhere. That would be cute. So $30 gets you the pink shoes and the blue box. Kathy wants the box with the compartment, and Kathy says, Amber, you can have the scale. So Amber, you can have the scale if you want it. Okay, so next up we have this wooden box. I have put polyurethane on it, so it is sealed. I can't remember what that says. RIX something, riveters maybe. And then this side says Ackley, Iowa, something meter. I don't know. I should write this stuff down because when I try and read it, I can't read it. So Ackley, Iowa. All of the sides, well, 3 of the sides say something. And if you were going to want to see the writing, then you would want to set it with the open end down and use this as a riser. So you could put this in the center of your table, use this and put a display on top of it, and then I would put some lower things to the side of it. You could use it, to stack other things on if you were doing it on the floor, or you could just not worry about which way the writing goes and have it standing up and put stuff in it that way. So the box is $30 and it is 13 by 10 3/4 and about 6 3/4 tall on the Ackley, Iowa box. Okay, then we've got another clock case. $25 on this one. I like to have the clock case and then put something in front of it. Here's that vase. Because it basically kind of frames it, and I just think it accentuates it, kind of like we were talking about layering your stuff, putting something under a cloche. This is layering also. It's just we're going with depth and not with stacking things up or on top of something. So this is a neat option. You could also always hang it on the wall as well. And again, if you don't like the wood color, you can always paint it and distress it, and you would get a totally different look. It would fit, differently in different houses because of that. So it is very lightweight. $25. It's about 20 inches, and then the width at the big spot is about 13 1/4 inches wide. And really, this part is beautiful too, and you could pop this off and use it by itself if you wanted to too. So always kind of see things as individual things and how you could use them, not maybe how they were intended to be used. So if you are into fashion and clothing, this would be a neat box to have set on top of an armoire. It is Wormser Hatters to Men. So it is a nice company if you look that up. And it was owned by Mr. Brown. And the bottom is not secure. So it's secure like on a fourth of it, and then a fourth of it, the paper has ripped. So it is, I mean, considering the age and its paper, it's in good condition, but I would just set it somewhere so you can see the image. You're not going to be able to like set something skinnier in it or set it on top of something skinnier, if that makes sense. So on this Wormser Hatter box, it's $10. Okay, that brings us to everything. And sold box with the printing from the beginning, Karen. Is that the one you're talking about? Thanks guys so much for supporting my little business, and I'm super excited to be getting everything online. So just be patient with me because it is a lot more labor intensive than you would ever imagine. But that is why I didn't do it while I had the shop open monthly. So changing things up for 2020. I'm super excited, and I'm going to be asking you what your New Year's resolution is, or if you even make New Year's resolutions, and kind of tell you some of mine. So be thinking about that. 2020 is going to rock it, right? All right. Have a good night, guys. Thanks, Julie, for that Wormer box. I got it.